Are we live? Oh, we're live. Okay. My bad. I'm hungover. I lost some money. I just want to flip out, but somebody needs to act like an adult around here. We got money to win, y'all. Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the box like he forces this game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
He's gone!
And we are live. Thank you, everybody, for coming back for another episode of Money Pod Podcast. I am your host, Moss Money, and I don't know who's gonna show up. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm hungover. I got my coffee with me. I got my notes with me that I typically don't take notes too much. I do have some things, but I have to write my shit down today. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. You know, I had 5 or 7 Irish car bombs. I don't know what they were passing around. It could have been cigarette, weed, cigar. I had a good time last night with the wifey. So stick with me, but I'm not losing focus for you on the bets. B Diddy's out today. He's got a poker tournament. So, good luck to the homie. We always hoping the homies win money. Tone, our hockey guru, got some family stuff to handle. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. If he can come on or not. I'm needing some shot on goal props, some hockey props. We got baseballs back, so I can't wait for those, on BS props too that he typically hits too. So I can't wait for that. So it's just gonna be me. It's church on Sunday. This is the congregation. So let's go. We'll get locked in. We have so much to talk about. We do have one friend coming on the show though. The homie Marcus from the Philly podcast. If you guys watch it or not, he has a interesting strategy in his parlay bets. And if you've been following me on Twitter, you've been seeing the post on Twitter. I'm missing by one all the time, or I'm just missing in general. So I could use some help. I haven't hit a parlay in 3 weeks, and that's long. That's a long streak for me. So we'll get back into the winning ways. Members, if you're out there, I apologize for yesterday. Yesterday was brutal. I'm talking about cold as ice. Cold as ice. Yesterday on the membership picks. So we'll come back. We got some plays today. We got some NCAA to talk about. We got some Eagles to talk about. We got all kinds of things. Now, hold up. Let me take a step back. Let me take a step back because A2D Radio is in this city. And when I don't say this city, I'm talking Jersey City. What's up with them St. Peter's Peacocks? Oh, ho. My bad. B Diddy, you on the show? My bad. Thought you were locked in for the tourney. My bad. Sending a link. B Diddy, if you watching, I'm sending a link. Sending a link now. Send it now. Send it now. Get you on here. I like friends to jump on. Man. But Jersey, stand up. Right? What the third 15 seed ever to make the Sweet 16. That's insane. Insane right now that Jersey, y'all need to stand up, man. Jersey City, New Jersey. The biggest little city in Jersey right now. Crazy right now what's going on, man. There was a lot of people out last night. Really feeling that Jersey. plus 400 on the money line. Could you imagine betting him the first 2 weeks? You'd be up like 20 units right now. You know what I mean? You'd be up like 20 units right now. Um, I'll just send B Diddy to John. So we'll get him on real quick before he does his thing at the poker tournament. But could you imagine just doubling up on him back to back? So I didn't have him. I'll tell you that right now. I wasn't on him at all. You know what I mean? So we'll get more into that later on in the show when we talk about Sweet 16. But let's go to the poll question, right? Let's get right into it. Football is gearing up, right? That football itch is starting to gear up because we had the tampering period. We had a lot of big signings, a lot of big trades, a lot of shakeup in Super Bowl. No, not too much shakeup in the Super Bowl odds, but the first domino fell, and then that just kind of a catalyst for everything else that kind of fell after that. But let's go talk about our birds. Let's talk about our Eagles real quick. Brought to you by BetUS, by the way. BetUS been doing this for 25 years across the country, y'all. You can BetUS across the country anywhere in the United States right now. You don't have to wait for FanDuel. You don't have to wait for DraftKings. You can go to BetUS right now. Link is all in our bios. If you go to A2D Radio bio, if you go to the Facebook bio, you will see the link. You get 125% on your return. That's called free money. So that means you go up there, you put up $50, you sign up. As soon as you hit $50, you get an extra $25 back. Bet that $25. Bet that bet with the homie Mall's money, and then you get your money. You win. You get out. That simple. That quick. That easy. BetUS. Poll question today. The Eagles will sign one more impact free agent this year. Agree or disagree to the poll. So let's go through the scoop. I see my guys. I told y'all they're not gonna leave me hanging. They not gonna leave me hanging.
Yo, what's going on, big fella?
What's up, bro? How you?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just want to thank you for joining everybody. This is the homie Marcus from the Philly to Philly podcast. Friends of the family, friends of the show. Me and Marcus have been talking for a while. I want to say almost over a year. When I used to actually sell bets, Marcus was one of the cappers that used to help me on the back end. Used to give some plays in, show some plays, won people some money, and now he's kind of just doing on his own thing. Has a very unique strategy in parlays. Very unique strategy in parlays that I've picked up, tried to hone in a little bit every once in a while. We like to share picks, we like the show, but he's been on a heater. And if I'm on a cooler, I need people around me who's hot. You know what I mean? I need people who's winning money around me, because if I'm not winning money, I got to go to somebody else. I'm not bashful. I don't care. I'm not the greatest handicapper or the greatest bettor in the world. I never claim to be. I just know I'm consistent. And when I get off and fall off track, I got to see, all right, who's hot around me? And I know the homie Marcus has been hot around me. But before we get to some plays, before we get to some picks, bro, I want to talk about the Eagles real quick.
Right.
In this poll question. The Eagles will sign one more impact free agent this season, or before this preseason, or before the season kicks off. Agree or disagree? I'm going to start first. So let's see what they got first, right? We re-signed Fletch, right? Which was, to me, I'm a big Fletch fan. I'm on the side that Fletch is the greatest defensive tackle who's ever played here, whoever's put on Eagles green. Some people say, Jerome Brown. I mean, I don't think so, because unfortunately his life was cut too short. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I still think Fletch is up there. His run at his peak was nothing like we saw before, and we used to compare him to AD, to Donald, but obviously we've seen that difference and that gap of talent right now, because Donald is he's still peaking, kind of, or he's still running at his prime or his peak right now. So they re-signed Fletch. They got Anthony Harris back. The Giant Killer, Boston Scott. We re-signed Kelsey. They switched up Slay's his contract to go into to make it I think for a signing bonus. So they freed up some cap room. So it kind of is leading down that way, that we need some little bit more money. just to be able to sign people. There's been so many rumors, right? We've been tied to Russ, we've been tied to Watson, we've been tied to Adams, we've been tied. Obviously, we were tied to Ridley. There's, after these things kind of shake out, they all come out that Eagles were a player. They did their due diligence. They tried to make a move, right? They tried to sign Williams, who went to the Ravens. They just couldn't, when he just chose the Ravens. So in the back end, they are trying to make moves, right? They are trying to make moves to improve this roster. Obviously, we had the big free agent signing of Hassan Riddick. Shout out to Temple. And then Greg Ward and even your boy Howie. Howie got re-signed this year. You know what I mean? Howie got re-signed. So when you look at the whole thing in a whole, I'm going to agree to the poll. I think they got one more. I think he's got one more trick up his sleeve. I know Honey Badger was in here. I think he left without a deal. But Patrick Peterson put his name out there too, the cornerback out there. Solid number 2, right? At this moment in his career. I'm trying to think who else. Bobby Wagner, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't think he's washed, right? He just had a career year in tackles. He's got tread for sure, but I'm not sure if he's washed at this point. So I'm gonna agree to the poll, man. What you got?
What I have is in regards to the Eagles. This is what I think. I think, like you said, they did go out and try to get some guys, right? But also, I think that they missed on a lot of guys that they went out to go get, right?
Right.
The reason I say that is because there's something I paid attention to something that was on Twitter. I want to give out credit to Brandon Lee Gouton. I think he's from Bleeding Green Nation. He put out a tweet and it had 4 different specific three local reporters and then 1 national one, right? And they all had the same message. The message was, okay, I guess the fans were kind of getting on them because they didn't, sign any free agents, right? But how the team is looking at it is, well, our free agency actually started in the preseason of last year because you remember we signed Malata. It was a couple other guys that re-signed, and how the team is scripting it is that, hey, we may not be active right now, but we were active in the preseason last year. That's great. That's great. You re-signed your guys like Malata, and I think who else was that it was 2 other people they re-signed. But the point is, those guys are guys you already had, right? You need guys that are going to make you better now. Like, to me, what was the purpose of re-signing Anthony Harris to a 1-year deal, right? Because
they had to, though. They ain't have no safeties. They got nobody.
Because
he
the
played
ones
all right last year. He played all right last year.
Because the ones they wanted, they couldn't get, right? Whether it was because of money or because of the location, right? Because when I saw Harris last year, he was being subbed in and out with Anthony or what was it? Yeah, Marcus Epps. Because he couldn't cover. You know what I'm saying? So that brings you to another thing, It brings me back to my original topic, right? You use 3 local reporters and 1 national one to put out this concerted effort or message because you knew the fans were looking at what was going on. Like, you're not getting any of these guys. You're not getting your linebacker, right? You're not getting your
They're not drafting the linebacker in the first round,
right?
People need to get that.
And that's the thing. Like, something about let me finish up with this point. You didn't get your safeties in free agency. You didn't get your veteran wide receiver in free agency, which you need. So what exactly are you doing at this point? So when they knew they were under fire, they used those 3 local reporters and the 1 national one to put out a concerted effort because they knew the heat was on them. Like, we were paying attention because, as we all know, Eagles fans, we may be a little crazy at times, but we aren't dumb.
Sometimes.
Right?
Shit.
Yeah, well, not 90% of the time. but we aren't stupid. We know football. We know what we see.
For sure.
Yeah. So I
So is that agree or disagree? I ain't catch that one.
So I think they will. I say I agree, but it was only because they were forced to. To try to. Yeah, because they were forced to try to tamp down the fans' unrest about them not getting one.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean, they're trying. Like I said, they're trying. I think we've seen the reports coming out. Like I said, the Ridleys, obviously doing their homework on Russell, and obviously being tied to Watson as well. I think they're trying and missing out on Williams. So I think they're trying to get some impact players. And when I say an impact free agent, I don't mean like a superstar, but I think at least a starter. Right, somebody who's going to come in here and who's going to start for this football team. I think they feel confident in what they have on offense. I think they just want to add to it. I mean, a veteran receiver would be nice, but it doesn't seem like they were really in the Allen Robinson sweepstakes. Obviously, they won it really before he got caught up in the gambling mishap. But I think that I think we have to. I think we're just going to have to wait and approach and see. And we'll see what that looks like. I'm not 100% sure what that looks like. Hey, P Diddy, what's up, boy?
My guy, what's up, man?
What's good, man? So got my guy Marcus, man. Me and Marcus, we had some dealings with some betting back in the day when I used to sell picks, and he used to be one of the handicappers for me who used to give me some picks to give out to folks. So had him on the show. He's been kind of hot on his parlay run, so I want him to talk about some of the parlays, some plays that he likes today. Usual shit that we usually talk about.
Absolutely, man. What's going on, brother? Nice meeting you. Absolutely.
All right.
So we were just talking about some impact players that the Eagles might sign and not sign. So we both agreed to the poll. B Diddy, what you think? You think they got one more guy to sign out there? I'm hoping it's Honey Badger. I would like to see him. I think they need an impact safety, like a good starting veteran safety that still's got some juice left. I think that would really help this defense.
Yeah, man. I think Honey Badger is a good fit. The question is, are we willing to make that move? He's going to probably cost a little bit of dollars if we get the league minimum, but I don't know. I think we're going to get anybody else. It's not going to be a big name. Not going to be a big splash. I think we're just going to kind of go into the draft and hope for the best. Maybe get the guy Davis.
Hoping for the best.
I mean, we know how we go. We know how he is.
Yeah, I know. And I wouldn't mind back. I'd say Bobby Wagner, man. I really wouldn't mind Bobby Wagner either. You know what I mean? Like I
love Bobby Wagner for sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tread, but at the same time, he just like I was telling Marcus, man, he just coming off a career year. In terms of career tackles. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he went through the full year, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to double check that. But he's been a mainstay, obviously, in Seattle. Obviously, he's done. And hopefully, hopefully if they throw some money at him, I think he'll come, but he'll probably, kind of go to a contender.
Contender, for sure. I mean, he's going to have the pick of the litter, whoever wants to kind of wherever he wants to go. I doubt it's going to be Philadelphia. It'll probably be, like you said, for a league contender.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on the Rams or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. All right, man. I know you're going close to you're going down to the tournament, so stay with us as long as you can. And obviously, always good luck with that. But you're getting close to Jersey, man. Jersey, stand up, man. St. Peter's. What is going on in the water in Jersey City, New Jersey? Only the third 15th seed team to make it to the Sweet 16. Insane. They pulled off another upset. I didn't think they were going to beat Murray State at all, but they came out. They balled out. I was too busy. I was watching. What game was I watching? I didn't watch some of that game. They were. No. Where was I? I forget where I was, but I was seeing the ticker, and I thought that Murray State was going to make a comeback. But the guard play out there in St. Peter's, they just playing carefree. You know what I mean? Right now, and the money line. I don't know if any of you boys bet on St. Peter's at all?
I did. Well, I bet. Well, actually, I bet the total point line, and I did the alternate. I did the alternate. I had it at 120 and a half. So they Obviously, I think they got up to 130, 132, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but to
Good
that point, man, what people need to understand is that there are hoopers everywhere now. They're not just going to the big D1 schools. Look, man, these guys just want to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see, like, 2 years ago, you had UMBC beat Virginia, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's happening, man. All these guys want to do, they're just not getting the looks that they should. You see what I'm saying? So these guys are hoopers, man, and it doesn't matter where you go. If you can hoop, you can hoop. That's what I mean. That's what matters at that point.
Facts. All right. I like that. Go ahead.
And they play small ball. I mean, they play slow too. So they're like slow and steady, kind of throw the ball in the paint, let my guy work out. He don't have too much issues getting to the basket. So I don't know. They're playing really good basketball. I mean, I got to give a salute out to a small school like St. Peter's that's doing what they got to do. They beat Kentucky, now Murray State, Sweet 16, man. I think it ends there, though. I do think it ends there. I mean, good run, but it's definitely end. It's definitely over.
I saw the NCAA little special on them. Like, it was just crazy. Like, the stands were tiny, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been to St. Peter's, too, before. We played football at St. Peter's. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a small school, right smack in Jersey City. Real small kind of, like, stands.
Yeah.
Everybody looks like they're from Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they ain't no lot of out-of-state people going to, St. Peter's. You know what I mean? So, it was a fun story for them. I'm happy for them. It's bringing a lot of buzz to the city, and to Jersey. So hopefully, they kind of keep it going. But let's get right into the games, man. I think it's a great segue. We got the first game of the day at 12:10, Houston versus Illinois. Line is, I think, it was -3.5. It might have ticked up to -4 where I'm looking. Cougars coming off hot 9-1, coming in out of the last 10. Obviously, Illinois, Big Ten basketball. I think looking at this Houston game now, I haven't seen a lot of Illinois, but I've watched Houston, and I feel Houston's still underrated. Coming into this game. And like I said, coming in hot, and I think Illinois faced maybe better competition with the Wisconsin, the Michigans, the Michigan States, the Iowas, the Purdue's, but I don't see how Houston loses this game. I'm not sure how Houston can lose this game. They can defend. Their offense efficiency is tops in the NCAA up there. So I'm just trying to think how Illinois can actually pull this game close, and I'm just wondering why this line's so short, -3.5, -4 at pretty much 2 buckets. And I'm just looking to you guys, because I know you guys watch a lot more NCAA basketball than I do. Like, are my eyes telling me tricks because of the line, or when I'm thinking Houston's still underrated as a team, and Houston should actually just beat the brakes off Illinois in this game?
Well, Houston. Well, let me take this back. Illinois had a big time trouble in their opening round game, because they were kind of surprised, right, by their opponent.
You're talking about Chattanooga, right?
Yeah, Houston. Yeah. Houston is no joke, man. They can win. They can win. And
when you say win, you mean this game or just the whole thing?
They can get. I'm not saying they can win the whole thing, but I'm thinking they could at least get to the grade 8, or you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying Final Four, but they can definitely get to the grade 8, no doubt about it.
BJ, looking at this game, I think, like you're saying, that Houston's kind of underrated. I think people don't really understand how well they play together. They get up and down the court. They're good in transition. But for me in this game, I think Illinois isn't what they think they are, right? I think there's a little bit more hype behind Illinois because of the big guy, and he is solid inside, but they actually play better without him in the lineup. They're a little bit more efficient without him in the lineup. So I think the best play in this game is going to be first half Houston. Get that short line of probably no more than 1.5, 2. I think you'll be good there if you can jump the first half. Houston's usually a first half team. They get out there pretty quickly. And I see that. I've been playing also team totals. I've been smacking team totals. Vegas has not been good on the team totals at all. whether it's first half or team total full game. And it's been easy money cashing for team totals. This game in particular could be one of those middle of the pack 60 type of game, 60, maybe low 70 type of game. So I wouldn't touch the team total on this one, but I definitely love Houston first half for sure.
Yeah, Houston right now, first half, on DraftKings minus 1.5 at minus 114.
That's great value. If you think Houston's going to win the game, I don't see them trailing in the first half.
Yeah, and Illinois struggled against Chattanooga. They actually barely won the game, right? I mean, I think Chattanooga had 2 or 3 times to win the game at the end there, and they just couldn't get it done. So, and I agree with you, and I think that Houston can defend against post-ups a little bit and against the 3. So, like I said, I think Houston wins. I do think Houston's win this game, and I think your logic is right. If I like Houston to win the game, I should like Houston to win in the first half. So I definitely like that play. I'm gonna write that.
And you can catch it on the live too. I think if Houston gets down, I don't think they come back. If they get down, especially down like Gonzaga last night, we all knew Gonzaga was going to possibly come back and win that game. We knew it was going to be close. But I feel like the same way with Houston. I don't think Houston's going. If they get down early, it's going to be a tough time. So you can jump on their live line on Illinois just to kind of cover your bet.
Yeah, I like that too. All right. So we're going through straight plays, but Marcus, I want you to jump in here when you can, because like I said, I think you have a unique way of how you do your parlays, and your unique way of doing your parlays have made you be one of the more consistent parlay bettors I've seen over a while. I've seen some consistent parlay guys, but they go on spells, and we all do, right? We all go on our cold streaks where we're just not hitting anything. But I think that you don't leave a lot of liability out there because you go for plays that just are typically that make sense. You don't like everybody wants to bet small and win big, right? And you typically are building it brick by brick. And this is things that me and Brent talk about when we do money, when we talk about and teaching gambling. You want to build it brick by brick. You don't want to go for the home run shot. You don't want to go for the scratchy lottery to get $20 to win you 10 grand, right? Give me $20 to win me 200. Give me $20 to win, maybe 350, and just keep building those consistency bets and those parlay bets. So, let me know if any of these plays are in any of your parlays if you've seen. I know basketball's a little bit different because we want to wait a little bit longer because there's changes with basketball, especially NBA. Some of those lines don't come out, quick and early as well. So. Just let me know, and I know B Diddy. Let me know if you got any more plays because I know your clock is ticking too to take down this 20, baby. Let's get this money.
Get it.
Money on this poker tournament, dog.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, next game that I'm looking at right behind Houston. I think it's a big popular game right here too as well. Is Ohio State versus Nova. Right now that line, I think it ticked up to minus. No, it is still -5. Total is 100. Total is 134. I'm looking at this game here, man, and I think Ohio State's just been off. Right, they lost the first game of the Big Ten tournament, and I think that their injuries that they have are just been key injuries. Jay Wright hasn't this is not one of those special Villanova teams that we've seen in the past, but I think that this Nova team plays well together. They have good leadership. They have great defense. And in this spot, I had to look it up. In this spot, when you have the 2 versus the 7 seed that have similar traits, 29 and 17 against 29 and 17 against the spread. When you have similar teams, I think that's a telling sign about where this game is going to go. It's possible that Ohio State covers here, but I think Nova wins the game. I like Nova money line here.
Right. And real quick, if you're out there, I would take the over the alternate total points 1, and that's on FanDuel. I would take the over at 125.5 instead of -320 right now. So that's obviously lower than what the actual point total is, but it looks like an easy play. You know what I'm saying? And you can find that, like I said, in alternate total points 1 on FanDuel.
Now that's going to be a part of a parlay, right? Because that's a heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 3 of those. You get 3 of those. You're plus. If you get 3 of those at that line, you'll probably be at a plus 100. But again, like I said, you know, like you said, like you mentioned earlier, it's about building bankroll. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go out there and put all the, you know, minus 110s all the time, because guess what? All it takes is one to have a horrible game and then you stuck. You see what I'm saying? You put three of those. You put three of those on a run. Looking, like I said, looking at alternate total points, the lowest one possible. You know what I'm saying? You get three of those, you're at a plus 100. You put down 40 or whatever you can afford. You put that down there, and boom, you got something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. B Diddy, what's up? What you got in this game?
I'm off this game here. Villanova should handle business. Ohio State is, like you said, up and down. I think, you know, everybody's rallying because we're in a tournament, so you're going to get the best out of everybody. But I just think Villanova's going to be too tough. But at the same time, I like the total here, maybe possibly hitting the under on this one. That's a lean. I don't think it's going to – I think it's going to be a tight game. Villanova isn't also, you know, the score, you know, blows up the scoreboard. They play pretty close games too themselves. So I'm not going to play this game on the side. I may be looking really strong at the total, maybe going team total under. And I am going to jump off too, Nate. I had two more plays. I want to do Texas Tech first half. Just to throw that out there. Arizona first half. Arizona team total over.
Texas Tech first half, and then what was the other one you said? Arizona.
Arizona first half, and then Arizona first half team total over and full game over.
All right, bro. Appreciate you jumping on. You know what I mean? Go get them.
I see some fish walking in here too. Ooh, boy. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, brother. Nice meeting you, brother. I'll see you.
All right, same to you, bro. Take care, man.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to B Diddy, man. Thanks for jumping on, man. He's got down at Rivers. They got we all play poker too. I'm not sure if you do. And he made the day 2 of the what was it? Is it the 100K guarantee? I forget what guarantee it is. So hopefully he smacked that. Get some money in there. All right, back to this Nova game. Like you said, you like the alternate 125. So let's build a little parlay together, man. Let's build something here. So I'm gonna do this. We got first half Houston, right? We'll take that play. I like that play. And then we'll take you like the alternate total. You said at 120, was it 125? I think you said. What's up, Don? Can't believe Michigan is in the Sweet 16. Yeah, I can't believe they beat Tennessee yesterday too. But they found something inside. They found a mismatch inside, and you saw how fast Howard exposed that, like bad. You know what I mean? I thought Tennessee guard play with that pick and roll was working, but I don't know. It was just something inside that they just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop the big boy inside. So, you know, I was surprised because I had Tennessee going deep. I had Tennessee going to the Final Four. So I hear you, Don. All right. So we got the Nova game done. We got Ohio done. Next game. And I think everybody is on Michigan State. Michigan State versus Duke. Duke is now favorite minus 6.5. 6 meaning between the Hall of Famers, Izzo and Coach K. Duke is 3-2 straight up, 2-3 against the spread in these games. 65% of the money still coming in on Duke. In a very weak ACC, division this year. They don't pressure the ball well. Michigan State has been prone to have turnover problems. I think that's probably an understatement. But the fact that the Duke doesn't pressure the ball too well, I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue here. And I think Michigan State covers this spread here. I really like Michigan State to cover. I like Michigan State. I would actually take a page out of your book here and do an alternate spread of Michigan State. Probably plus, I want to say 10.5 if I can find it, but it might be 9.5 right at that kind of, that number. But I like Michigan State here. I think Duke. I think it's true. Duke has been a fraud all year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and it really showed in the in the Carolina Duke game, the last one they had. because a lot of people were sleeping on them. And hey, Carolina, they look good. They look good. They had a little issue last night, but they look good, man. They look good.
Yeah. So I'm putting what we got together now. So I'm on DraftKings right now. Actually, you know what? I can share this. Let me do it live. What's something better than do it live? Let me share.
Absolutely.
Let me show y'all what we doing here, so y'all can see this. Y'all can see the play getting built right in front of you. Cause I ain't gonna hold you, y'all. I was cold as ice yesterday, so we can get all the help we can get. All right. So we building the parlay right now. All right, with the homie Marcus from the Philly podcast. Shout out to the members that are on. If you want to be a member, go ahead and go to the bio, go to YouTube, go to A2D Radio, and hit that join button. Only $9.99 a month, y'all. $9.99 a month. You get plays from your boy, Moss Money. You get shout outs. You get free jerseys. You're getting free shows. You're getting a lot of free shit. I'll just tell you that. So it pays for itself. Haven't had a losing week until yesterday. I haven't had a losing weekend for a while, actually. I've always come out on top, but yesterday, this might be the first losing weekend of 2022, and we're in March.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. All right, so you said over this one right here. That's 125.5, right?
Yep, 125.5. Yes, sir.
All right, so we got that one. Then we were looking at Michigan State. So let's go back here. So far, we looking good. I like this play. And we're going to do an alternate spread. So they got 12.5 or 9.5. It's a pretty big difference. Let's see what it look like. So almost 2-1. And then we get our clear 2-1. All right, we want to win today. So we're going to go a little bit higher on that. Plus 183. So this is what we got so far. We got a 3-leg parlay. Now, I typically, and you could talk about this, I typically don't like to do no more than 4 or 5 plays on a parlay. Once you start to hit 4 or 5 plays on a parlay, you got to get lucky, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to talk about how you go about your strategy and how you bet and do your parlays, going with this strategy, because we're gonna run it up and we're gonna give the folks a good play today.
Right.
When you do a parlay, are you looking at how do you target your games? And then are you just looking for easy wins, which is always a good thing, no sweat wins? And then how do you know when to cut off? Like, how do you know when you're like, okay, this is good enough at 4 games or even at 6 games or even at 7 games? Now, I mean, let me kind of give me a little bit insight of how you go about your parlay picks.
All right. So what I will say is, right in the beginning when I started betting, because I really started betting like maybe 2 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, when you start betting, your impulses kick in right away, especially if you know sports, like if you know basketball, baseball, football, hockey, you know what I'm saying, and you're really locked in and tuned into those sports, right? Your impulses, tell me, because you're automatically thinking about, I want to win, I want to make money right away. So in the beginning, it was like, I'm gonna put 7 plays on it because I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But over the last 2 years of learning and paying attention to what other people doing, and then taking what they were doing and making it into my own, my own strategy. What I would say even go lower than 4. I would say 3 or 2, right? Because you gotta understand, in all sports there are consistent, performers, right? Guys like, prime example, this year I'm gonna go to NBA. What's his name? Marcus Smart from the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
He's been hitting at 5.5 assists for out of the last 30 games. He's hit that, I think, at least 25 times.
Okay.
Because his role changed, right? Because Schroeder got traded, right? And then, what's his name? Jaylen Brown was out for a little bit, You got Jason Tatum there. So they needed a point guard because we all saw Marcus Smart in the beginning. He was just chucking up and just playing defense. Now he's more of a facilitator in that offense.
He's definitely more efficient this year for sure.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. So you get a guy like him, so he's hitting that 5.5 or 5.5 assists each game. So that's when I was catching it, it was either at plus 100 or like minus 115, right? So you catch that, you catch Marcus Smart at 115, then you might even catch a guy, let's say, and I'll stay on the same team, Al Horford at, and you take his lowest amount of rebounds that you can catch, and that might be at a 1,200 and minus 1,200. Boom, there's your plus 100 right there. Two guys, yeah, plus 100. They're consistent in what they do. Then you put on it whatever you want to put on it, whether it's $10, $40, $100. That's a safe play, but it's a bankroll builder at the same time, right? So you find guys like that, and it's not just in basketball, but you could find plays like that with the alternate with the alternates in, like, say soccer, right? Especially with I don't really mess with the international soccer, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that are really good at that, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm not. But the U.S. soccer leagues, MLS or the United States Women's League, or just the United States, men's league, you catch them guys like, for example, they'll have.
Hey, if you got some soccer plays, give it to the people.
I don't have them right now. I'm just using them as example.
Okay. I was about to say there's a lot of soccer on today for sure.
Yeah, I have two. I actually have two NBA plays, but I want to get on this, right, because I know a lot of folks aren't catching on to, especially in soccer, on the U.S. soccer, right? The first half goals, right? Well, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you'll catch a team, let's say it's the Portland Rough Riders or whatever it may be, and their first half goals will be like a negative 325 or a negative 360 or 380. But guess what? If you hit that same it's like at least each week or each weekend, because they play on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
You'll catch 4 or 5 matchups like that where the goals in the first half is like 380. Right? You catch 3 of those, guess what? You're at plus 100. You see what I'm saying? Money. Right, even money. Boom. Put your 40 on it, put your 10 on it.
So
there you go.
I think it goes with, kind of your strategy as people are listening and trying to discover how you go about your betting strategies. Is I think that you lean more to your heavy favorites, but you lean to your kind of like your no-brainers, and you build up those ones, those heavy favorites to kind of get you to a plus EV side, whether it be plus 100, plus 110, plus 175. So that you're getting at least some decent return on your money while having a really decent chance of winning the bet.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I understand one last thing. I understand that, don't get me wrong, it's fun to play like the parlays that you see, like when you get done building it, it's like plus 100,000, and you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's cool to play for fun, right? But
we were here to win money.
Right. And people, what you see is people go to those every time because they're trying to get rich. I get it. But why not? If you're really serious about it, build your bankroll. You know what I'm saying? Then later on, once you get up a lot, you can play around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It just really depends on what, and also it really depends on what, obviously, what someone's
bankroll
situation is, or what they can do. You know what I'm saying? But if you're really serious about betting, you gotta build building blocks, man. Building blocks. That's all it's about.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and we talk about that all the time. We've been talking about that for years. We've been talking about teaching folks for years about bankroll management. I can't stress it enough. Bankroll management is so key. Don't bet with house money. Don't bet with your kids' tuition. Don't bet with the mortgage. Don't bet with your car insurance. Bet responsibly. We always talk about that. We have a disclaimer when we even put up the show. This is for entertainment purposes only. We are not professional bettors. I mean, I feel like I bet like a professional bettor, but we are not quote unquote professional bettor. This is not my only thing that I do. This is a side hustle that I do, and I feel like I'm decent because I see a return on that. So, and to me, it's just like talking about stocks. You put money into the market, you study the market, you understand the market, you understand the trends of the market and how that goes about, and then you get that return. You take that information, your data, and that's how you go about your betting. So to me, it's really very simple, really the same way you can teach. If you can teach somebody how to bet stocks, you can teach somebody how to bet, gambling, because a lot of it I'm not gonna lie. I don't watch every college basketball game. I don't watch every college football game. I definitely don't watch golf. I don't watch a lot of tennis, and I don't watch soccer. But if you look at the numbers of my clip and betting those things, it's because I know how to study the market. I know how to study numbers, and I know about probability and analytics where I can bet those things in an efficient manner because I'm betting on the side of where more likely the ball will bounce. If you bet this 10 times, you'll win this bet 6.5, even 5.5 times. And that's just that little bit of edge over Vegas. Obviously, Vegas and their sports books are made for you to lose. That's why we talk about, on TikTok, some of these betting scams. Now, I lost the last one that I talked about, but that's the first one in March. I've been putting up these boost odds, these parlay bets, these same game parlays that they put up as scam type bets just to get people to induce the bet because it's so easy to bet from this, right? You have it walking with you in your hand at every single moment. So the fact that you can, oh man, I forgot to put my bet in, let me pull over. Or I forgot to do this. Let me just stop what I'm doing, put my bet in. And then when you see those bets, those numbers look very favorable for you to bet. And then you see the payout. Like, I mean, every time there's a big Sixers game on, it's the first thing you see when you log on about a same game parlay for for a Sixers game, just because Philadelphia is such a betting a public team to bet. And when you see that, it'd be like 10, 11,000 people who bet this game, and that can range from $10 all the way up past $100, $200, and it loses at an unreal clip. Like it loses all the time. And it's one of the biggest scams that they're doing to get that type of revenue back from people who bet, who just don't understand betting. Like it's really 10,000 people who bet this one bet that I saw, and it'd be 8 of them. It'd be 10,000 on this one bet because it's clickbait, right? They see a lot of people betting. They see a lot of people on it. So it makes it seem like this is the right bet when it's really not. You know what I mean? And it's really crazy how they get people to bet like that. And this is why we do what we do, because discipline, but it's also we're trying to win, right? The sports bet is not going to give you a free bet for you to win, right? It's just crazy to me. Like it's just common sense. Like I'm trying to win money. The sports book is not going to give everybody free bets where you're going to take money from them. Ain't no fucking way. Excuse me, ain't no fucking way that's happening.
And even when they give you free bets, right? And even when they do give you free bets, you make sure you put that on something that you know is pretty much sure to win, or it has a has a high probability of winning. Because what they think is they're going to give you that free 100, that free 50, or that free 200, and you're going to go blow it on something that doesn't have a high probability of winning. So basically, guess what? You just gave them that money back.
Yeah,
you know crazy. What I'm saying?
It's crazy. It's crazy how people get sucked up into that, man. Yeah. So, and that's like I said. This is what we do. This is how we do it. So, another reason why we're giving out free bets and free plays. So, on the other games that we have for today, for those going into the Sweet 16, the only other game that I was looking at, because I've seen them plays a couple times, is the game that the homie B Diddy gave us, and that's TCU versus Arizona at 9:40. Right now, the line is, let's look on FanDuel right now. I think it's 9.5. It might be 10.
Yep, 9.5.
9.5. Money line is 476.
Mm-hmm.
TCU beat Seton Hall pretty decent, but I think they run into a powerhouse right now in Arizona.
Yep.
You know, they're elite. You know, when I say that they're elite on both sides of the ball. One of the best scoring offenses in the country. I think they average like over 80 points per game. They're big inside. I think they got two almost 7-footers there inside. I'm not sure how TCU is going to be able to slow that down at all. There's such a big advantage inside. I think TCU can they play pretty good defense. You know, if they can make Arizona turn the ball over, then I think they have a shot. But I think there's a reason this is close to almost a double digit, um, almost a double
Line.
digit point spread, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard for TCU to score in the paint with those big fellas inside. And I think that Arizona can shut down TCU's offense, and then find and get out fast and get out playing. So I actually like the play that B Diddy gave us today, and that was Arizona first half.
Yeah.
Um, I really
I
like that play.
that.
So I'm gonna put. Let me put Arizona first half. So first half money line is -1, is -310. Let's see what that look like. 274, 3-1 on your money. I like it. What's the spread? 5.5. That ain't bad either. But I want to give y'all a win. I'm gonna lock it in. I like I said, I do like Arizona. I mean, even 6 points is not a lot of points. Let me see some on Arizona real quick. Let me see what their last couple games. Obviously, they beat the brakes off Wright State. They won the first half that game by 11 points. Let's see what UCLA. They beat UCLA. They lost that first half by 4. I'm trying to think of another good team. Nobody comparing to kind of TCU. It's close. Some teams they beat by it's hit or miss. Sometimes they beat by 10 or 11. Other teams they only beat by 3 or 4 points in the first half. So I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go back to the money line. I think I like this play right here just for NCAA. We can add more to it, but I think this is a good play just to have right here. We have Houston first half money line for those who can't see it. Then we have the alternate total points over 125.5 in the Ohio State Villanova game. We got Michigan State plus 12.5. Michigan State could win this game outright. So if you like Michigan State here, and you feeling these are our picks, right? You can mix these up however you want. You can switch them up however you want. But if you want a little bit more bang for your buck here, then you can add Michigan State money line to this, and I'll take this out and I'll show you what that looks like. But right now, I think this is the play of the day for us. Michigan State plus 12.5 is -310, and then we just took Arizona -310. All heavy favorites, kind of following the homie Marcus from the Philly podcast kind of line of thoughts and how he goes about his betting, taking these easy wins, brick by brick, building it up. I don't see any sweat in this. And this is how it is, right? When you build a parlay, this is how it feels, right? Like you said, I don't see nothing wrong with this bet. This bet looked good. This bet
Yep.
looked real good. And then next thing you know, you come to game time, you know what I mean? And
And you're
then shit,
sweating.
yes, then you sweating. There's always a sweat in a parlay, typically. So I wouldn't get, I say that with it, as a grain of salt, as they say, but no, I really like this play. I think I'm gonna lock this play. I like 3-1 on my money. So, like I said, bankroll management. I typically bet parlays anywhere from $75 to a unit. So I'm gonna do like a $75 bet, and I take that. $75 and win a little over 206. That's a win to me. We don't have to go for the biggest bang for your buck, but if you want to do your bang for your buck, the one thing I would switch here is I would take Michigan State out. And if you like Michigan State right here, I think a lot of people have Michigan State winning this game. You can do two ways. You can protect your liability and just go by the points. You're getting 4-1 on your money, so that's $75 to win 330. Or if you want to gamble and you think they got a chance to win this game and end Coach's K career on another heartbreaking loss in his last game, we go right here. get them to win, and it's almost 9.5 on your money. That's $75 to win 673. So it's up to y'all how you want to play it. This is really not a bad play, right? This is your sweat of the day. The only problem with this sweat of the day is that I like to be able to hedge. And when I say hedge, I like to be able to play both sides so I can guarantee myself money. The problem with this bet is that you want your last leg of your parlay to be your hedge. And Arizona could still be a hedge opportunity here. I really don't think they lose the first half to TCU. Like I think, I think this line is that high for a reason. But also, the sweat is not, the last leg. It's in the middle of the leg. So you have your first two games, you start off, boom, hit that. You have your second game, boom, hit that. And then you have, your money line bet and your in the Arizona bet. So there's a couple ways you can hedge it with a couple of teasers here, but then you're starting to really open yourself for some liability where one leg of the teaser doesn't hit and the other one does, and then et cetera, et cetera. So for those still out here watching, kind of trying to put a parlay for today's game, we'll put the play back up that we liked in the beginning. What was that play? We went 12.5, I think. This is the play we like right here.
Yeah, it was 12.5.
Yeah, 12.5 at Michigan State.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All right, let's lock. Let's give him some love. I don't really lock in parlays, but we got the homie Marcus on, man. We're gonna show some love. Lock it in. It's a lock play today. 4-team parlay. Lock play. What's that? Plus 274. I like that. A little bit, almost close to 3-1 on your money. You can't be mad on that return. All right, let's get into some NBA. This is your wheelhouse, bro. I'll let you take it away, man. What you got for NBA?
All right, so what I got from the NBA is that right now, Marcus Smart's assist right now is 6.5 plus 116.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
But what I would do is wait until the alternates come up, or alternates are open probably later in the afternoon if you have time, and go ahead and try to get it at 1 or 5.5 assists. Yeah, I'm thinking right now that they may have it at maybe on the flip side of a negative 116 on it. But hey, again, like I said, he's always hit 5.5 for the last 25 out of 30 games. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a possibility for that one. And then DeJounte Murray from San Antonio, they're playing the Warriors tonight. Obviously, Steph is out, so this game, obviously, Draymond is coming back. This is going to be an up and down game. These guys are going to probably score both of them probably at least 110 apiece, right?
Okay.
Which lends to the fact that there's going to be a lot of assists gifted out tonight. So I'm looking at DeJounte Murray at 8.5 assists with a negative 106 line. So those are the two that I look for tonight or today, to hit together.
Okay, so you're gonna do a 2-team parlay more likely with Devonta Murray. So 8.5.
8.5, 6, 8.5, 6 or 8.5 assists at negative 106 right now, minus 106. And then Marcus Smart, once the alternate assists open up for the Denver game, because they're playing Denver, and that's going to be an up and down game too.
And I'm assuming that's in Denver.
Huh?
It's in Denver, right?
It's in Denver, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a later game. Yeah.
It's a later game, so that's going to be an up and down game too. So I would wait until that alternate line opens up for those guys. Right now, all they have is just what's there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They just have their player props right now.
Right. So when that alternate assist opens up for that, jump on that 5.5.
Jump on that 5.5.
Yeah, because Denver does not play any defense. They play no defense.
Right.
So,
I hear you. Don, I don't think Houston has anybody who can guard the center from Illinois. Yeah, but is the center going to kill him though? I mean, he can make a difference, right? I know what you're talking about, but is he going to kill him? I'm not sure about that. And I think Houston gets out fast. That's all I'm saying. And you could have said the same thing about Chattanooga about that too last game, and they barely got past it. She probably shouldn't even won the game, Illinois. But hey, I mean, this is why we talk about it and we bet. So you know what I mean. If you like that side, or you feel confident in that side, man. Hey, take the bet, bro. Take the bet. All right. So you said so. Right now, it's interesting because they have it at 6.5 for Marcus Smart for the player
Right.
assist. But then when I go to record 4 assists, this joint is at minus 750. And then if I go 6 assists, right under his number at 6.5, which is plus 116, it's minus 164. So that tells me that your logic and what you're thinking is absolutely right on point, right? Because the fact that his player prop is plus EV at plus 114 at 6.5, and just for him to hit 6 is minus 164, which is not the craziest swing, but it's almost 2-1 on your money, and that's a lot of juice to pay for him to hit his 6 assists. He's going to hit more likely 6. So that tells me that 5.5, that line is probably going to be like minus like 350, minus 375. So the fact that I think you pulled that gem out, and the fact that you saw that in a nice little 2-player assist prop. Now let's just see what his 6 assists look like. It's kind of 2-1 in your money, and you're right. So if I went for here, so that's plus 120 for him just to hit 4, right? That's a pretty decent bet right here. You're getting, for every $100 you're betting, if you win this bet, for every unit, you're getting 120 back, which is 20% return on your money. Like I said, think about this in weighing stocks. This number might not seem small, but if you were betting on, if I told you would get 20% on a stock, you'd be all in, right? If I could say you get 20% on your stock, that you would be all in, even though there's a chance that it might be a little bit lower, you might not, you might lose a little bit of money, but if I told you made this bet 10 times out of 10 and out of 10 times, 7 times you're getting 20% on your money, you make that bet every time. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a pretty decent bet that you found. If I think you're right, waiting for that 5.5 and that alternate assist to come out, and I think you'll get even more money. So what was this? A little over 2. So the second, I think when that 5.5 comes out, this will probably be like plus like 167, something like that. Maybe 155, 153, plus 153 when that comes out. And I think that's great return on your money. We're talking about 50 to 75% return on your money. If you're betting in units, if you're betting $50, you know what I mean, take it low. You're getting 110 back total on that bet, $60. It's always good to get more than what you bet back, like I said. And I think the homie Marcus is showing you into how he looks at bets and how he's digging out bets. You know what I mean? He's not trying to go for big wins. He's not he's not trying to go for the home run shot, getting on base, right? You got to get on base to score first. You can score from home runs, but how many at bats to how many home runs you hit? Now those home runs feel nice, and you might have some big years, right? Some 50 home runs years. But give me the guy who hits over 300 year in, year out, all day from a baseball perspective. So I think that's a good bet. So we gave y'all the 14 parlay. I think the homie Marcus just blessed us with a nice little gem here, a 2-team parlay assist here. You can run with this bet if you want that I got showing up. But if not, we can wait like homie Marcus is saying, is just waiting for that 5.5 to get a little bit more added plus EV on our play. Like I said, I think that gets it to like plus 150 something when that 5.5 drops. I mean, that's a good play, bro. Appreciate that. Good play right. Good play right there. I'm greedy, man. You got any more gems, or that's what we got for today? For now,
that's what we got for now, bro. So we got
like
for now, man. You got it. Like I said, again, can't get too greedy.
Get too greedy.
Yeah, you can have fun a little bit.
Money's on the line.
There ain't nothing wrong with having a little fun, but stay in your wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? So
big facts. Big facts. All right, man. I appreciate you jumping on, man. Hopefully we can get you on again down the road here and keep giving out free bets, keep giving out free gems and teaching people on how to bet and looking at our insight of how we look at the number, how we break down these bets. A lot of people know basketball, a lot of people know football, and then a lot of people don't know basketball. A lot of people don't know football, but they're betting anyway, each and every way. And what we're trying to do is trying to teach those new bettors and those recreational bettors how to bet responsibly. That's the key. How to bet responsibly, still have fun, still have a good time. Because the game is definitely fun when you got money on it and you're winning money, right? It's always fun when you're winning money. But understand those peaks and valleys, understand bankroll management, understand how to read through the number, understand the scams that you're looking at when these big brands are throwing these free kind of bets in front of your face, and understand who are the people who are on your side. It's us against the books. That's not me versus you. We want you to win. We want to win. You know what I mean? It's about getting money each and every day, any way possible, every way possible. Homeless Marcus, man, I thank you. I want to thank you for joining. For those still on with us, thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I came in here with a hangover. I had some coffee. Got me hyped from bets, man. I'm ready to get this money in. I want to thank everybody for joining, man. We'll see y'all later. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the show. We out of here.
Out of here, man.
Let's go! This ain't the box like force his game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's